95 wins. No math. A mere 104. And it's worth noting the Dodgers only won 98 games last year, and they went on to win the World Series. Jared, there's been so much talk about this being the new evil empire, but when you look at this roster, you look at this group of guys, it's a great group of guys. There's nobody evil anywhere inside that clubhouse.
No, listen, obviously, you want to be loved. But again, for the game of baseball, you want to sometimes be hated because that means you're great and doing great things. So I think the Dodgers are great for baseball. I went 111 because I'm all about the ones, John. 111 for the regular season and 11 in the postseason.
Well, I think they were using the wrong word as far as that starts with E. They're not the evil, they're the envied empire. And that's really the key. And I think that's why so many people are so upset, because they really are jealous of what they're doing and continue to do.
That is so true. The Dodgers going for a sweep of the Detroit Tigers. Orel Hershiser on his way back to the booth. Let's send it upstairs to Steven Nelson. Steven, take it away.
Thank you, fellas. Opening week is brought to you by Bank. Dodger Stadium buzzing on this Saturday evening, getting ready to watch Roki Sasaki for the first time at home. And that's just a few hours after Dodger Stadium was buzzing and ringing. It was ring night at the Ravine as they got their 2024 World Series championship rings, and then Mookie made it ring with a walk-off 3-run home run in the bottom of the 10th inning as the Dodgers took Game 2 by a final of 8-5 and locked up this series against the Detroit Tigers. And now they'll go for the sweep. Saying hello from the booth by myself, Steven Nelson. Orel Hershiser, he's a little busy at the moment as it is Orel Hershiser jersey night. But the Dodgers 4-0, starting a season for the first time since another one of our partners, a couple booths over, Rick Monday in the 1981 team, won their first 6 games of the season. So this 2025 group, which of course has been talking about wanting to run it back, they're going to try and follow suit from that 1981 group. Let's check in with Kirsten Watson down on the field. Kirsten?
Well, Steven, you might be alone, but I'm actually down here with Tony Gonsolin, who wants to be a part of the broadcast.
Hey, Tony.
I'm actually going to be talking about the Silver Slugger Award winners for the 2024 season. That was Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, as well as Teoscar Hernandez. For Mookie Betts, that was his 7th award that he's received, but his first one as a utility player. For Shohei Ohtani, picked up his 3rd one, and then for Teoscar Hernandez, his 3rd one. Coming off of a remarkable 2024 season, the bat was on fire, whether it was the home run derby, now adding another Silver Slugger. For him, it's another award in that case, and for all of those guys, they said this is just a really nice way to close out the 2024 season. The ring ceremony, now Silver Sluggers, it's a special weekend for these guys.
Oh, no question, Kirsten. Some of those guys, their trophy case got filled up after just last year. They want to do it again in 2025. Roki Sasaki's going to do it again when we come back. His first pitch at Dodger Stadium on the other side.
Verizon and AT&T.
title.
Introducing Carl's Jr.'s new triple burgers. Next time, you tell him to triple it. 1988, that plaque in right field has some company. This weekend they added 2024, but the key figure in 88, number 55. It's Orel Hershiser jersey giveaway. His son Jordan threw out the ceremonial first pitch. Then Jordan and Orel's amazing wife Dana said it's time for Dodger baseball. It's time for you to get back to the booth, Bulldog. Stop slacking this weekend. One time, be here for an open. I can yell at him because he's not here. It's time now for the starting lineups for the Detroit Tigers. It's presented by your Southern California helpful Honda dealers. Old friend Zach McKinstry leading off at third base. Riley Green batting second in left field. Spencer Torkelson is hot out the gates in 2025. He's batting third in the field for the first time in the series. Kerry Carpenter, the DH, cleaning up. Cole Keith at second base. Old friend Manny Margot in right field. In the last three, former Dodger farmhand Trey Sweeney at short, Jake Rogers catching, and Ryan Kreidler roaming around center field. Well, enough about 5-5. Let's talk about 1-1. Roki Sasaki, moments away from making his Dodger Stadium debut. His numbers last year with the Chibalote Marines in NPB. Made his debut in the Tokyo series against the Cubs. Where the nerves were evident. Let's see how many butterflies he's got flooding around here ahead of this first pitch to McKinstry. Ball one way outside. Well, the first inning was not an issue for Sasaki in the Tokyo Dome against the Cubs. Sent Chicago down in order 1, 2, and 3. And then after that, the control and command eluded him a little bit. As it is here to start, he yanks ball 2 down and in. Through 56 total pitches, just 25 strikes. That was the very definition of bend but do not break. 5 walks, but only 1 run on 1 hit. In fact, the run didn't even score on that hit. He walked it in. McKinstry takes it the other way. It'll drop down in front of Michael Conforto, so a leadoff single for McKinstry.
Left field, number 31, Riley Green.
Roki trying to get this pitching staff rolling on this Saturday following the performance on Friday night. 16 total punch-outs in Game 2 of the series, 10 alone from Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Here's Riley Green. There, strike 1 swinging. Of course, you'll be keeping an eye on that splitter, forkball, unicorn pitch, however you want to label it for Roki. Fastball away. Because last night the splitter gave the Tigers all kinds of fits. They had nearly a 69% whiff rate on split fingers on Friday between Yamamoto and Kirby Yates. 1-1 to Green. Up and away again. That's been the common miss for his fastball so far. I mean, the spin rate, that was something that Kirsten Joe Ike dove into during the Tokyo series game. There's just not a pitch like it. And that is something we saw in Tokyo a lot against it. That's no swings. Three balls and a strike to Green with a runner on first and no out. Full count. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, illustrating the splitters that we saw from Sasaki against the Cubs back on the 19th of the month. They swung at just 2 of his 15 split fingers thrown. 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball, and Green put it into the net. So Sasaki will try again. Got him swinging. High heat.
First baseman, number 20, Spencer Torkelson.
All right, so that's strikeout number 1. If Roki and the Dodger bullpen can get 7 Tigers in this game, that means you're getting a free Jumbo Jack from Jack in the Box in Los Angeles tomorrow. Buy a large drink. Only, of course, in LA. Spencer Torkelson lays off ball 1 that was a hair low. Torkelson's been a problem for the Dodgers staff this series. He's reached base in 7 of 10 plate appearances. Has a home run and a double. Also stole a base yesterday. The guy who played 92 games last year, didn't have 1 bag swiped. 2 balls and a strike.
Inside 3-1. Torkelson has shown patience this series as well. He'll take a walk. In fact, in the series opener, opening day for Detroit, the first player in the modern era with 4 walks and a home run on opening day. Sasaki's 3-1. Swing, ground ball just foul. We go full. Kirsten Watson checking in.
Yeah, Stephen. Well, Dave Roberts was talking about just some of the expectations for Roki today. He did admit that, yes, there will be some nerves. It is his Dodger Stadium debut. But the biggest thing for him today is going to be that fastball command. Dave Roberts felt that that's what he was lacking in that outing in Tokyo. If he can start with that, it can set up his other pitches, giving him just more control of the situations.
All right, thank you, Kirsten, for the perspective as Torkelson pulled a splitter foul. Full count and back-to-back hitters for Roki, trying to do the same thing to Torkelson that he did to Green. Ground ball left side and through. Base hit for Torkelson. McKinstry will hold at second. Well, Orel Hershiser's Uber from the field to the booth, it took a while. I don't know, the surge pricing, you waited for it to drop, but you finally made it, Bulldog.
Made it, and I feel good, but I would love to see a double play and little split finger down, get a ground ball. You don't mind the ground ball going in the hole, because if you get another one and it goes at somebody, you're 2 outs and you're out of the inning.
Couple base hits sandwiching a strikeout for Sasaki so far. Here's Kerry Carpenter. Breakout player for the Tigers last year. Stays away from ball 1 outside. Now you hear Kirsten touch on the nerves that Sasaki is surely experiencing here tonight. His first action at Dodger Stadium. There's an extra deck. All the expectation and hope from the fan base on this young man's shoulders.
Well, we saw in Tokyo the fact that I thought it was nerves, definitely. And what nerves affect you as a pitcher is your gripping and your grip strength and your timing.
There's 1-1 to Carpenter. Popped him up on the infield. Rojas camped out. 2 gone.
The 4-seam fastball for him in Tokyo was the #1 pitch. The split finger, you really couldn't find the range with it. Actually only had 1 called strike with it. He got a few chases from the Cubs, but what the pitch that he needed and used the most was his 4-seam fastball. And these Tigers were not good at hitting the 4-seam fastball last year. I know it's not the whole complete same team, but this is what he did against the Cubs over in his homeland.
He's 1 more out here in the first. Colt Keith, the batter. Ball 1 way outside again. That's been the miss for him so far. Orel has been arm side, whether it's been the fastball or the breaker.
Much better timing right there, where the arm gets out front and he stays on the plate with that pitch. Those misses to the arm side high or arm side wide is usually that your body's moving fast and your arm's a little late.
23rd pitch of the first inning. 1-1 to Keith.
That's outstanding right there. It's a perfect pitch. It just was a great take.
In the air, left field side, slicing toward the line and drifting out of play. We got a square count. And the deuce is now wild.
"24 pitches in the first inning." You could say, okay, that's a lot. But what I like about it is that a little bit of fatigue hits you, which will calm the nerves.
Pitch 25, do the job. The 2-2. Way outside, another full count.
And that's just a rush with the lower body. You can just see the ball pops out early. The arm is late, and it's just no chance to get to the front of that baseball to make it go down and keep it on line.
Something that the Dodgers coaches and his teammates have been impressing upon him since he arrived in Arizona was forget the outside expectations just be yourself. But Oral, as someone who is trying to make a mark as a pro, like that seems so simple. How difficult is that, though, in reality?
Well, that'd be one thing to say to somebody who doesn't have his resume. The expectations are in his head because he developed them. It's not the outside expectations. It's the expectations that everything I've done in this game, I've been outstanding at. And I expect to be outstanding again tonight.
Another 3-2. Down and in, ball 4. A walk loads the bases for the Tigers in the first. And here comes Mark Prior along with Will Ireton. As they visit, we'll listen to this word from Carl's Jr.
Get a one-time free Triple Burger when you download the app and join My Rewards.
Did you have anything that you would tell yourself, again, whether it was physical or mental, when you sensed those things happening mechanically, your body was out of sync, moving too quick?
Yeah, mostly you think about foundational pieces, and it really starts with the lower body and the position of your head. So for me, it was always like, is my head over my belly button? Just breathe. Are my knees over the balls of my feet? And then get some rhythm with it. Because if you start with body position that is wrong, you're probably going to feel out of it. And when you feel a little bit out of it, you're going to probably feel like you need to rush or try too hard.
Bases loaded, 2 gone. Manuel Margot now at the plate. He has hits and RBIs in his first 2 games as a Tiger. A game-tying RBI base hit off Tanner Scott last night in the 9th. Taps the first pitch along the third base side, and Wilkie thought that might have dribbled foul. It did not. It stayed fair, and the Tigers take a 1-0 lead.
That's where the free pass just hurts you. You know, a ground ball that finds a hole, another base hit, and then the swinging bunt that's absolutely perfect.
27, Trey Sweeney.
When you give free bases or free 90 feet, the probabilities of baseball can sometimes burn you, and they did right there.
Still loaded. Trey Sweeney at the plate. Well blocked by Will Smith. Ball 1. '30th pitch of the first inning from Roki Sasaki. Gets a swing and a miss from Sweeney. On this 1-1, Sweeney lays off a fastball away.
The spray pattern in Tokyo for the split finger was arm side misses. The fastball had a little bit more of a tighter pattern with more strikes, but not so far here tonight.
In the air, left side. Max Muncy going to give it a look, but this one will drift over the net. It is strike 2, so once again, Sasaki just a strike away from finishing the first. It sense Dodger Stadium right now. They're trying to help him along.
Yes.
Full count again.
Even if you think he's a good fastball hitter, you got to go strength against strength right here.
Nowhere to put him. A 3-2.
Good job. 96 down the middle, but go ahead and challenge him.
Pitch 35. Sweeney being a pest.
So 2-3-2 fastballs down the middle, 2 foul balls. What you have to do on the mound is not trying too hard. Like, how do I make him miss it? Just let him put it in play.
Another heater.
Same speed, 96, but a little more effort behind it. Kind of came out of his mechanics. We saw that arm side high again, but he caught a break with the foul ball.
The 9th pitch from Sasaki to Sweeney. Popped up. Will Smith on the run toward the dugout. Over the net. There is activity in the Dodger bullpen. It's Jack Dreyer who just started throwing as Roki Sasaki is nearing 40 pitches in the top of the first inning. Roki just took a deep breath and shrugged his shoulders. They're loaded with 2 down. The Dodgers trail 1-0. Double-digit PA for Trey Sweeney. And a bases-loaded walk brings in another Tiger.
It is hard to rescue this outing now if all of a sudden the pitch count gets near 45 or even higher, because Dave Roberts is going to have to take him out just to protect his future.
Jake Rogers, the catcher, fouls back a splitter, strike 1.
You can give up 2 runs in the first inning, but let's say you do it within 17 pitches or so. Well, you go back out there for 4 or 5 more innings and post some zeros, and it's a good outing. But this is really tough to turn this one around with that pitch count.
Pitch number 40. Right down the chute, strike 2.
The one good thing about a right-handed hitter up there, it gets him more in line, because those arm side high pitches, you don't want to hit the hitter, so it's going to keep him in line a little better.
Rolled to third. Muncy scoops it, will step on the bag and bring a finish to the first inning for Roki Sasaki in his Dodger Stadium debut. The Dodgers will have to come back again. In 2025, the 13 runs they've scored in this series against the Tigers, 11 have come via the long ball. Was that one the most memorable Mookie Betts walk-off?
They've got the pop.
The Dodgers lineup presented by your Southern California helpful Honda dealers. Shohei Ohtani leading off. Teoscar Hernandez batting second. Mookie Betts a scheduled day off. Freddie Freeman batting third. Will Smith will clean up back behind the plate after his birthday yesterday. It's Max Muncy, Andy Pages in the 6th spot. Michael Conforto, Tommy Edman, and Miguel Rojas the last 3. Facing the right-hander Reese Olson, who delivers to Ohtani with a fastball in the outer third, strike 1. So he tries to check his swing, and he did. We've seen Ohtani reach safely And look at that check swing. "16 consecutive games in the regular season with a hit, Worrell, going back to last year."
He has been outstanding, had an outstanding playoff, World Series, and is getting off to a hot start just like he ended.
That slider from Olson, he got the call that Sasaki was hoping for in the top half of this inning. On 1-2 in the dirt.
Slider is his strongest pitch from last year. He can change speeds at about a 14-15 mile-an-hour differential from his fastballs down to his changeup and his slow curve.
On 2-2, Shohei strikes out swinging.
Cambio at 88 right there. He can go 94, 95 with the fastball, drop it down about 7-8 miles an hour with that changeup that fades away from the great Ohtani. And from the side, you see the change of speeds here, all the way from 94 down to 79, about 4 mile an hour difference when he throws you the curveball.
First pitch strike delivered to Teoscar Hernandez, so the lower part of the zone been there for Olson to start.
Olson got off to a very hot start last year. Struggled for about 3 or 4 starts as the calendar turned to May, and turned it around a little bit in June, but then got really hot again at the end. That really helped the Tigers, their playoff push.
The 1-2 pitch. Teoscar stays away from that. 2-2. It's not his first time at Dodger Stadium. Olson got a win here back in September of 2023. 6 innings, 1 run, 2 hits. Max Muncy, a home run, the only run the Dodgers scored that game. Teo golfs it to left, but had a waiting Riley Green. Two out for Freddie Freeman. This was his first hit of the season. It was a massive one.
When you backspin the ball to left field as a left-handed hitter, you have a very good swing.
That's where he loves to live, right?
Mm-hmm.
Left center field, going the other way. Or deep to right. He loves that part of the pavilion too. Freddie Freeman, oh my! .418 feet for Freddie, who's gone deep in back-to-back games. The Dodger deficit cut in half.
When you're thinking over the shortstop's head, but the ball's in and you're quick enough to turn on it and get the barrel on it, that's not only a good swing, that is unbelievable ability. Most just good, solid big league hitters can go one way or the other. They are their opposite field hitters or their pull hitters. But the great hitters, they hit it to all fields.
Now Will Smith.
He tied the game last night. He cuts the lead in half here tonight.
And helped the Dodgers come back the first time last night. Saw a few of those in all that one game. These two teams, Orel, they have gotten together for some really fun ones over the last couple of seasons. Back and forth affairs, late lead changes. See if Will has the green light. 3-0. Strike one.
Well, the Tigers have seen this act of the Dodgers coming from behind, and they knew up 2-0 that it's going to be a long way to the end of the game. But Freddie just reminded them it could start early.
So from 3-0 to 3-2, back-to-back strikes from Olson.
The first 4 hitters in the Dodger lineup have really been the ones supplying all the sock, and Freddie's been right in the middle of that since last night.
Olson's payoff. Smith. Oh, wow. Called strike 3. There were a few calls that Will's going to bookmark mentally for later for Jeremy Rahak. But Freddie Freeman with a bomb makes it a 2-1 Tiger lead. Back for the second after this.
And the Dodgers, who are very good under pressure this season, they've already had 3 comeback wins, potentially on their way to 4 if they pick up a win tonight, which is most in Major League Baseball. And with asking the guys just why this is, they've said it's the makeup of who these men are on this team. They play every single pitch, and I loved what Mookie Betts said last night. It's the reason that they were receiving their championship rings yesterday.
That's spot on, Kirsten. Thank you for that. As Roki Sasaki threw a first pitch strike in the second inning, the Dodgers trailing 2-1. Those comebacks didn't stop in the regular season last year. 43, the most in Major League Baseball. Then 4 of their 11 wins in October, Oral. What's the most memorable? The last one, Game 5 in New York. 2 balls and a strike on the number 9 hitter for Detroit, Ryan Kreidler, UCLA Bruin. Detroit sent 8 Tigers to the plate in the first inning as Sasaki labored through a 41-pitch frame. And it's worth noting that Jack Dreyer, who was up throwing in that first inning, has sat down. Leadoff walk. Body language from Roki after that pitch too. Disappointment and frustration evident.
Now, there's 2 things at work here. There's the nerves and the lack of rhythm. And then there's probably a mindset of, I need to be better than I was in Japan, and you don't. The reason you're over here and we're rewarded with that contract is because we know you're good enough. Just bring that person.
It's McKinstry to swing through strike 1. The lineup turns over.
If you think you need to be perfect, that you are not even going to be close to perfect. That is a very hard mission.
Good pitch from Sasaki, 0-2.
I'd rather have the ground ball double play than the strikeout.
Shook Will. Let's see what he goes with. In the dirt, and Will force it to keep that in front of him. He had to wear part of it too.
You wear all that equipment, and of course it misses it.
Right
on the bicep. Even the throw to first, a little bit over aggressive.
It's going to sound like spin zone, Oral, but you're almost glad this is happening early.
Oh, it happens early often with young people.
Another good block by Will, but Kreidler has more than enough time to take off for second.
Definitely a wild pitch. Will does everything he can to keep the ball in front of him, and he does that, but it gets away just far enough. And easy pitch to read when it bounces that far in front of a catcher from the runner getting their secondary lead.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count of McKinstry. Called strike 3.
Edgy like the called strike 3 on Will Smith. The one on Will was a breaking ball in the inner half that barely caught the corner, and this one's a fastball. Maybe makes it back to the plate, but definitely gets the call.
One out, runner in scoring position for Detroit. Riley Green back up, waving at strike 1. Green was Rocky's first strikeout victim.
We saw this last year with Yamamoto, where you need fastball command at knee level to mid-thigh level to then get him to start swinging at your split. You see that split finger right there starts exactly at the knees or slightly below, and they just spit on it because you haven't developed the command of the fastball yet at that level to force them to swing.
The 1-1 to Green downstairs. Case in point.
Yes, once Yamamoto last year started to command the lower half of the strike zone with his fastball, that's when the misses and the chases started.
Pop up left side. Muncy will give way to Rojas. Max initially had his arms up to make the play, and then Miguel said, "I'll take it." And Max has dropped his head. Okay. 2 gone.
The one thing you can forget about big league ball players is it is fun to catch the ball. Even a routine grounder, a routine pop-up, you know, running to get it and making a throw. That's where they fell in love with the game.
Power at the plate and Spencer Torkelson. Power on the mound and Sasaki. Fastball low, ball 1. Torkelson walked and, singled and scored in the first inning. Good heater, 2-1.
That's a fastball that he needs to establish. He wants the league to understand that I can execute that pitch at any time.
Three balls and a strike.
All these breaking balls that are for balls, they're not competitive. Out of hand, they are balls. Whether it's the splitter slash, for me, fork ball that he throws, or the slider.
60th pitch. Strike 2 called. Fastball, the bottom of the knees, we'll say.
And remember, it's not the kneecap, it's the hollow of the knee below your kneecap is where the bottom of the strike zone is.
Let's pay things off. Fastball just outside. 2-out walk. 4th free pass issued by Sasaki today. Jack Dreyer is back up and throwing in the Dodger bullpen. infield conference. It seems Miggy Rowe is the one leading charge. We've seen this time and again from Miguel Rojas.
One of the great things about Miggy Rowe is his intensity and his expressions. He really understands volume and he understands precision to what he's saying. He's a great communicator.
Here comes Dave Roberts. After 61 pitches, an inning and 2/3. Roki Sasaki getting a visit from his manager. And handing him the ball. Jack Dreyer coming into the ball game. We'll be right back. World Champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. The Smash Jack is back with so much more beef. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com. Discover movement that inspires. Epic weekend here at Dodger Stadium. The first homestand of 2025. As we just watched Roki Sasaki's Dodger Stadium debut come to a close. Inning and 2/3, 61 pitches. 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 more walks, and 2 strikeouts. He is on the hook for Kreidler and Torkelson. Currently on the bases for Jack Dreyer, who inherits them. Kerry Carpenter, the batter. It's left on left. Strike 1 from Dreyer. Nice slider in the outer third. See, the splits for Carpenter last year were very dramatic. Pummeled right-handed pitching. Issues against southpaws. Quickly 0-2. Jack into a ball game, an official one. First time in 10 days. His major league debut in the Tokyo series, just as Roki Sasaki did. Pitched an inning, a couple of hits, a run, 1 strikeout. His 0-2 pitch rolled foul.
He's done an outstanding job here in these first 3 pitches, coming out of the bullpen in for a guy who was wild, and all of a sudden he comes and throws 3 straight strikes, 2 different pitches. And with the left on left breaking ball the way it's breaking right now, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes with another one, tries to walk him off the plate instead of getting a foul tip, get a strikeout.
Roki top step next to Blake Snell. Big Dreyer can get out of the second inning. Needs 1 more strike. And he got it. Dreyer strains 2. Dodgers within 1.
Today at T-Mobile.com/MLB.
Max Muncy leading off the home half of the second. Strike 1 from Reese Olson. 2-1 ball game in this series finale. Series finale on a Saturday night.
I think I said it last night, but I think it's the first time in my baseball life that I've had a Sunday off in season.
Your baseball life?
Yes. Ever since like college, you play the weekend series. You really don't get Sundays off. And then you turn pro. Minor leagues, you never get a Sunday off. Big leagues, you never get a Sunday off. Winter ball, you never get a Sunday off. Arizona Instructional League, you don't get a Sunday off.
We get it, Oral. You worked really hard.
No.
1-2 to Muncy. Called strike 3. Max knew it.
Well, if the normal work week, like it is Monday through Friday, and people have the weekends off, baseball is played.
There's Andy Pages batting 6th tonight. The initial lineup that came out earlier today, Pages was batting 9th, and things just got all kinds of shuffled. Same names, but different order. Pages behind 0-2. Good pitch from Olson, better take from Andy.
This Dodger team can grind a pitching staff down, and they don't chase, and that is typical for them. And then to think you have to get them out in the strike zone with all the power they have 1 through 9. That is a tough equation. It not only grinds you down physically, it grinds you down mentally.
Another 2-2 from Olson. Rogers setting up outside. That's where he went, but a little too far away. The count goes full. Now, this is an area for Andy as he takes his next step as a big leaguer he wants to improve in. Counts with 2 strikes. How about that? Last year hit just 141 with 2 strikes against him. Comes through with 2 strikes here, a 1-out single.
Lays off the fastball away, the pitch before to get to this count, and then gets one down the middle.
Here's Michael Conforto. A 3-game hit streak to start his Dodger career. And like Shohei Ohtani, he's got a wraparound hit streak going back to last year as well. Not as long as Shohei's. Michael just 9 compared to Ohtani's 16. But the point being, well, that this is someone who felt like he turned a corner in the back half of the latter stages of last season. Joined a new organization. Everyone's talked about the home road splits. Really just getting comfortable as a Dodger.
After the top 3, you think about, who's your pick to click after that. And this guy right here is getting a lot of votes for that. If he does the Teo thing, it'd be a pretty exciting year.
So he's got to hit some home runs here at Dodger Stadium. Ground ball, fair. Off the glove of Torkelson at first. Pages going first to third. Stop sign for Dino, but Pages didn't see it. It's not going to matter. Andy had his head down the whole way, ran right by Dino on his way to home, tying the game at 2.
Well, there was very good base running after this ball goes down in the corner, and that's Michael Conforto reading the bounce and knowing it's going to be far enough away from second base or right field. And then there was some very aggressive base running as we watched Dino Ebel shake his head down there at third base. He was holding up one hand. If he was able to actually tackle Andy, he probably would have.
So the game reset at 2 in the second. Conforto on second for Tommy Edman, still only 1 out.
And here's what Dino Ebel had to contend with. I touched the base and then he kept his head down. I guess he thinks he runs faster with his head down. The wind resistance a little different, but you might want to pick up your coach. Fortunate that throw was way offline.
Tommy Edman has 1 hit in every game he's played so far. But last night, it's not so much the hit or for Tommy Edman. It's the things that did not show up in the box score. He was a huge part of that win.
Some very good defense.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Dodgers fell down 2-0 in the first. Got 1 in each of the first 2 frames. Still a couple chances for more here in the second.
Nice to get some production here from the bottom of the order, where most of the production for the Dodgers come from the top 4 hitters. It was kind of a storyline the beginning of last year.
2-2. Edman stays away from a ball in the dirt.
Last year began with the big 3, became the big 4 because Will Smith got off to such a hot start. But everybody was waiting for 5 through 9. A little bit of that story so far, but a very small sample size so far here in 2025.
Well spoiled by Tommy. Remains 3-2.
Tommy's right side hitting has really raised the bar for his left side hitting.
That bar is high. Another 3-2 coming from Reese Olson. Conforto on second. Edman at the dish. On the ground to first. Backhanded by Torkelson. Olson covers the bag. Conforto advances to third.
Shortstop, number 72, Miguel Rojas.
Miggy, one of his best offensive years last year. He has hit 300 at the big league level earlier in his big league life. But, sitting in the rocking chair right here, the man in scoring position. He's apt to get strikes because of the guy on deck.
Be the reigning MVP Shohei Ohtani. Miggy just 1 for 10 to start the season.
Gotta believe this is a fastball near the middle of the plate with a little movement. Ended up catching the corner a little bit, but it's exactly the pitch that you pretty much have to challenge Miggy with Ohtani on deck. You'd be very surprised if this isn't a heater again.
On this 2-1 from Olson. Rojas swings and bounces it to the right side. Another backhand stop by Torkelson. Another cover by Olson. So Conforto's stranded, but the Dodgers tie the game at 2. Back for the third inning, the Dodgers and Tigers knotted at 2 apiece, both with 3 hits. The Dodgers have 3 Ks, so that means 4 more strikeouts, and you're eating a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box in Los Angeles. Between innings, there's the conversation we anticipated would happen. It did. Dino Ebel, the third base coach, getting together with Andy Pages, and he ran through a stop sign the last half inning. He did score, but the result does not override the process. Jack Dreyer back out there for the third, having come in for Roki Sasaki in the second. He has 5, 6, and 7 for Detroit to contend with. Chopper right side. This is hooking toward the line and foul the line. Curious to see what kind of length you get out of Dreyer in this game. He does have starter pedigree. And talking with Jack in Tokyo Oral, the thing that he said he's loved the most about this organization was just focusing on what makes him him, because he thought coming up as a starter he could throw 4 pitches, So when he went to the bullpen, he's like, all right, well, I can continue throwing those 4 pitches. Well, if your fastball and slider are your bread and butter, and that's what's working for you, getting your outs, why don't you just lock in on those 2 pitches and make them as good as they can be? And that's exactly what Dreyer, in tandem with the coaches and the development staff, have done. It's ahead of Keith, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Foul ball.
If you're only going to be in there for 1 to 3 innings, and that's your role, you really don't need more than 2 pitches, because you're probably not going to see any part of the order a second time. And if you do, you've been out there enough and warmed up once or twice in between innings where maybe you bring your 3rd pitch along. You've got your rhythm. Because once you have your rhythm and location with 2 pitches, the other 2 pitches will come along, because it all just kind of comes off. It'd be like turning on your stereo system and saying, you know, I'd like a little bit more treble. I'd like a little bit more bass. But you don't have to worry about the volume. It's like, I've got my volume down. Now I can just make my minor adjustments.
This one will stay fair. Freddie will field it. There's Jack on the bag. 1 gone.
There's nothing easy out there in that big league field, and that was well executed by those 2. We saw Detroit executed in the last half inning, but that is not an easy play for amateurs, and as you move up the professional ranks, there's a lot of timing, and everything has to be perfect, from getting it in the glove, getting in the bare hand, making the toss, timing your footwork as you go over there and tag the bag.
Manuel Margot, the batter, with 1 gone in the 3rd. Margot had an RBI swinging bunt single in the 1st inning.
It could be the lowest X velocity of his career at getting an RBI.
Spike 2-0.
I keep those stats. They're important stats.
Dr. Krajewski not here to double check.
Thank goodness.
Pop up. Shallow right. Edman going back. Teoscar coming in, and it's Teo's ball.
He's got it. He's got it in English.
Trey Sweeney drew a bases loaded walk in the 1st and made it 2-0 Detroit. The Dodgers have since come back to even things up at 2 apiece. Trey was with the Dodgers organization last year. And he was traded for the guy who just got his World Series ring tonight, Jack Flaherty. Another pop up for Jack Dreyer in center field. We see Andy Pages. It's a 1-2-3 third for Jack Dreyer. Shohei Ohtani will lead off when we come back.
Join us at Dodger Stadium on Wednesday and take home a Shohei Ohtani 2024 National League MVP bobblehead. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Plan accordingly for traffic. Shohei leading off the bottom of the third. Game tied at 2. Shohei struck out swinging in the first inning. On this 2-0 from Olsen. Shohei stays away. Ball 3. Green light popped up though. Like a furious cut at that fastball from Olsen. 1 away.
It's the one spot that the league likes to go a little bit more up and into him so he can't extend his arms, and he almost did with that green light.
And Kasparius now throwing for the Dodgers. He has really opened some eyes this spring. More so than he did last year down the stretch for the Dodgers. 1 ball, 1 strike on Teoscar Hernandez. He was 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. Swings through, strike 2.
Looked like there was a little bit of guess in that approach right there. That ball was not competitive out of hand, but I think Teo was like, I'm hoping to get a strike at a certain speed, and I'm going to let it go.
Let's that one go in the dirt. 2-2. Not sure what was shining brighter last night, Oral, the new World Series rings or that man's smile after receiving one.
There were some tears, actually, when guys got their names announced and received their beautiful box with the ring in it. There were an awful lot of teeth showing.
Full count.
After that swing that was wild earlier in the count, he's shown some very good discipline.
Locked in on something. Does he get it on 3-2? Soft liner to short. Here's tonight's PNC Bank slow moment. With Freddie Freeman's swing in the slow-mo view from the first inning, a long home run to right field to get the Dodgers on the board.
Hit a first pitch fastball, and this at bat he gets a first pitch changeup.
These chants aren't new, but the volume level has certainly been up.
Frequency too.
Look out. The pitches in that area, obviously you're looking out for the contact, but sometimes, just trying to avoid it with the hands, that can cause some problems too.
When your brain fires to get something out of the way, not a lot of times can it fire two different things. So you're either getting your head out of the way and your hands stay put, or you're getting your hands out of the way and your head stays put. But to get them both moving out of the way, it's when it kind of undresses you.
Routine fly ball to left field. Green hustling in. And Olson gets through the top of the order in succession. Let's go to the fourth. Well, before this series finale on the field before the game, the Silver Sluggers were handed out. The team award for the Dodgers. Aaron Bates holding that up. Shohei Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez, Mookie Betts. Downstairs, the wall of awards, the trophy case at Dodger Stadium. Got to make some more room. And there is one of those Silver Sluggers down there that says Oral Hershiser.
There is. Only 1 year. Mookie has 7.
Well,
you know what was funny about Mookie's is it was for a utility position. Like, you didn't have enough reps in right. You didn't have enough reps at short. You didn't have enough reps at second. He did had a pretty major injury and still wins a Silver Slugger.
Well, how many Cy Youngs does Mookie Betts have? Answer me that.
Oh, well. Clayton's got 3.
Okay, Oral. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jake Rogers, leading off the fourth against Ben Kasparius, fresh into the ball game. What have been your impressions of Ben this spring? You've certainly seen the uptick in stuff, right?
Yeah, the velocity's up at a mile and a half, which then increases the spin rate. I think he is more comfortable in the strike zone. He's always been aggressive and confident, but it just looks like he knows he belongs now. And you see that in the maturation process of young fellows who get a shot.
Puts Rogers away with strike 3.
And what will give you confidence is when you know you didn't make the best of pitches, but you get this result. So if he hits that for a home run, it's a hanging breaking ball. If he swings and misses, it's, I got to be better than that. I got away with one. But it gives you a lot of confidence that your stuff plays here.
Bottom of the order with Ryan Kreidler. Check swing, foul ball, and strike 1. So Kasparius, the third Dodger pitcher in this third game against Detroit. Roki Sasaki, an inning and 2/3. Jack Dreyer for an inning and a third. Spotless for Jack with 1 strikeout.
There's another one of those kind of up breaking balls, but there's enough spin on it and enough movement to fool him. A lot of times the high fastball sets up the breaking ball, but those high breaking balls now could set up some high fastballs to the top of the zone to beat him to the spot.
Too far upstairs. Fastball at 97 from Ben.
They might be getting the broadcast on their pitch count.
Rolled to short. No problems for Rojas.
Third baseman, Zach McKinstry.
It was the bullpen last night that kind of made the Dodgers dig out of the hole. It's going to be the bullpen tonight that delivers the possible win with all the length that they're going to have to eat up here. Guys, don't relax down there too much. There's probably 3 or 4 of you still going to be in this game.
McKinstry slices it to left. Right at Conforto. Quick inning of work for Ben Kasparius.
Shop the new Dodgers World Series champion gold collection at MLBshop.com. Young men, get on there. Embellish with gold accents and scripts. Get the gear that celebrates the glory of last season's journey. They need to get online right now.
Summer's coming. So too is the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 2-2 game. In the series finale, the Dodgers trying to stay unbeaten in 2025.
Well, we had a group chat. You know, what do they call it? Group text chat?
Yeah, you had it right the first time. Don't pretend to be older than you are.
I know. But we weren't talking about wars or anything about plans. Just the group chat. But I predicted 162-0, and people didn't believe me. So I'm still
you're
locked in.
tracking right now.
Still locked in.
Will Smith's been locked in to start the season.
Oh yes.
We saw him come off the bench last night in his birthday. You know, Rick Monday and I were a couple booths over last night. We were joking that normally you get the day after your birthday off. You know, you have some celebration time. But he was off to start, but he was there for the finish. Played a big part in that in the 10th inning. Pinch hit RBI, base hit as the Dodgers came back to take the series.
Good. I think 3 of the hits in that inning were 2 strikes. Will with one of them. Found the hole, the 6th hole. This is how Will started last year, as we see Anthony Banda starting to get loose in the pen.
On this 2-2, Smith strikes out swinging. High fastball from Olsen. His 4th K is the first out of the 4th inning.
Will has been very disciplined and very good in the strike zone so far this year, and he'll go back and see that and understand that he shouldn't have chased that one.
Max Muncy struck out in the second, up again in the fourth. And he went around. Max searching a little bit here early on in the season. Rolled along first. Torkelson. Tag him out. Paja scored the tying run in the second inning. Followed a 2-strike base hit to center field.
Olson's got that breaking ball that moves right to left, and he's also got that changeup that kind of moves in and away from the left-handed hitters. He's fooling a few of these Dodger hitters with the opposite ends of that break, and then tries to mix in that fastball and spot it.
A lot of eyeballs on Reese Olson in Detroit heading into this season, because you have Schoolbowl at the top of the rotation, you bring Flaherty back, but the Tigers, they saw firsthand last year, having dealt Jack Flaherty, then getting to the postseason on that epic run. They were basically going with Tarik Skubal and then a lot of bullpen. Well, for Olson, he's 25 years old. You mentioned how he started so strong last year. Working with Chris Fetter, their touted pitching coach, over next to A.J. Hinch. If they are to get back to the postseason and take another step as an organization, Olson's going to have to play a big role in that.
We got just over 20 starts and really 3 absolutely terrible starts. But other than that, 18 or 19 really good starts.
Oh, fastball at the knees, strike 3 called, bookending K's for Olson in a 1-2-3-4. Here's the Allstate Good Hands replay. Tommy Edman in game 2 of this series. We talked about it earlier, Orel. Remind folks who maybe didn't see it. Stops in the field, the relay throw, and a key play to end the top of the 9th inning. A call that was overturned. The Dodgers simply don't win that game without Tommy Edman. And that is what the conversation with Edman always revolves around. The fact that he's just a winning ball player.
Coach's son, kind of a gym rat. understands that he doesn't bring the size and stature and strength that the rest of the players bring, but he understands all the details of the game, and he doesn't miss any of them.
Riley Green missed that offering from Anthony Banda out of the bullpen, 0-2.
Anthony pitched last night. Pitched a very clean sixth with 2 Ks and starts off tonight with 1 K. Only threw 10 pitches last night, 7 for strikes.
First baseman Spencer Torkelson.
And I don't know that I'm exaggerating when I say that Anthony Banda is already in the upper echelon for ovations when his name is announced at Dodger Stadium. Just say there's a lot of thirst here at the Ravine.
He has a very classy, kind of artistic delivery, and it's from the left side, and he really can bend a ball. So this is the kind of guy who comes into the game, and even if you're thinking about getting up to go get a hot dog or get a beverage, you're like, you know, I want to watch this guy throw. This is cool.
Evens the count against Torkelson. He's facing 2, 3, and 4 here. Already got number 2. Now Torkelson, who's reached twice again. He's been an on-base machine for Detroit in this series. Singled and scored in the first, walked in the second. So that's 9 in 12 plate appearances to start the year that he's been on base. In the fantasy baseball world, you might call Spencer Torkelson a post-hype guy. There's a ton of hype around him. Arizona State legend. Made himself the first overall pick in 2020. 31 home runs a couple years ago, but last year was a struggle, and there was a question whether Torkelson would have a spot on this roster heading into spring training. And Banda sits him down, gets a call in the outside corner. Back-to-back Ks for Anthony.
Face 5 guys in 2 nights and strike out 4. You're doing pretty good. Locked in. The reason he's back out there back-to-back nights is because of the 10 pitches, all very efficient.
The Dodgers have that Sunday off day to get ready for Atlanta, coming in on Monday. Upstairs to Kerry Carpenter, ball 1. Carpenter to center, so it's going to be back-to-back 10-pitch outings for Anthony Banda. 1, 2, 3, Detroit down in the 5th. We're halfway home. You're watching World Champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA, and it's brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Dodgers' first homestand of the 2025 season in their title defense. It's been all about celebrating last year. The banner in the opener, the rings last night, Bulldog jerseys tonight. They're trying to sweep a series. They're tied with the Tigers at 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning, the bottom of the order on the docket, starting with Michael Conforto. 1 for 1. A 1-out run scoring, game tying knock in the second. It was actually the last hit I think we've seen for either side.
You mentioned going for the sweep tonight. The Dodgers were second in Major League Baseball last year in sweeping people. That happened 10 times in 2024. And already with 2 series going for their second one here.
Trying to do something that no Dodger team has done since 1981. It's been their first 5 games of the regular season. In 81, Mullen Company, they won 6 straight to start the campaign. The 2-2 to Conforto and the dirt full count. No defending champion has started 5-0 since the Detroit Tigers did it back in 1985 under Sparky Anderson.
They ended up starting 6-0 before they lost the game. Dodgers would like to break that.
Conforto's aboard. Leadoff walk in the 5th.
Number 25, Tommy Stanton.
Bullpen action for the Tigers. Grant Herter. Lefty as the righty Olsen nears 80 pitches. I mean, AJ, if you want, you could bring in the lefty to face Tommy Edman right now. They want to keep Tommy on the left side. He swings through strike 1.
He kills left-handed pitching. Right-handers have given him a little trouble, but I don't think it's anything visually. I think it's just he's working on his mechanics. He's trying to get a little quicker from the left side. He's got a very powerful right-handed swing, and he's looking for some of that power from the left side.
Behind 0-2 with Conforto the go-ahead run on first. Ground ball right side. This will get Conforto into scoring position. Productive out for Edman.
Number 72, Miguel Rojas.
Nothing from Olsen blows you away, but you know, he's just a good solid pitcher, and he's got 3 pitches that he commands at a level that can really function, but nothing that really can embarrass you. Just keeps the ball away from the barrel of the bat, takes the sting out of the bat. We see guys making contact, but a lot of it is like just out of their swing or just off their rhythm.
One on, one out in the 5th. Game tied at 2. There's strike 2 on Rojas, who didn't like that call.
The late movement brought it back to the strike zone. So Miggy right there where he's deciding it's definitely a ball, but that late movement that made it creep back got the call.
Stays in there. Just thinking you'd love to see that patented Miggy Rowe swing to right field.
Yeah, he looked like he was taking a shot over there right there.
on a 1-2 from Reese Olson. Square count.
Mickey right here might just give him the inside part of the play and work the outer half, trying to shoot the ball to right field, whether it's a breaking ball or a fastball. Just tip your hat if it's a fastball in for a strike. Off-speed changeup. The opposite field approach works on that one too.
If you're Olson and you know the guy at the plate can and really likes to shoot it the other way, in this situation, what do you think?
Well, I've got a shot before 3-2, and I've got first base open, but it's not really that open with Ohtani on deck. I could take a shot here, fastball in, but I'm going to go back away after that. That's what they did.
Fastball in.
Well, they had been away 3 times and also a changeup near the middle. So sooner or later, they're going to have to speed him back up, or they're going to be training him how to hit the ball away and then throw it there. You just got to, you have to mix it up.
Another 2-2 pitch. Chopped to short. No pick by Torkelson. Conforto advances another base, but now 2 out. Shohei Ohtani coming to the plate. And you bet A.J. Hinch is making a pitching change here. You had the lefty Herder warming up. Oh, no, they just put up the 4 fingers.
Well, it's no bargain to get Teoscar. But you do get right on right. And if Mookie wasn't getting the day off because of his great day yesterday and the off day tomorrow, to get Mookie recovering from his illness, get him 2 nights off, this would be Mookie's slot. But Teo's right there with Mookie.
So then can Teo do what Mookie would, right? Last year we saw that intentional free pass in front of Mookie Betts. He said, okay.
Kind of pricks your ego a little bit.
At the corners, 2 down in the 5th. Strike 1 from Olson. Dodgers fell down 2-0 in the first inning. Scored the next half frame and then again in the second to reset the scoreboard. So we're even at 2 in the 5th. The 0-1 pitch. Outside. A go-ahead 3-run home run in this series opener did Teoscar Hernandez. He jumps in front, 2 balls and a strike.
You sign 1 superstar, you can pitch around him. You sign 2 superstars, you can kind of work around them. This lineup is so deep.
On the 2-1, Teo rips a ball fair down the line. Conforto scores. Ohtani being waved home. Teoscar Hernandez breaks the tie with a 2-run double.
Doing his best Mookie Betts imitation. Teo in the 2-hole tonight. He's been hitting in the 4-hole to 5-hole. And you know what? No matter where you put him, there's a possible RBI, and he's got one fair down the line with 2 ribeye steaks.
That punch puts the Dodgers ahead by 2, and it knocks Reese Olson out of the game. 4-2 Dodgers, still an out to play with in the 5th. Went right to Mookie. Scheduled off day for Betts. So Teo in the 2-hole. And Hernandez now knows how Mookie has felt sometimes. Shohei Ohtani gets intentionally walked in front of you. They'd rather face you. Make them pay. And that's exactly what Teoscar did. 4-2 Dodgers after the 2-run double. Grant Herter now into the game against Freddie Freeman. And Herter gives Freddie a first pitch strike. Grounded to second. Gobbled up by Keith, and that brings an end to the 5th inning. But Teoscar Hernandez already did the damage.
Head to Dodger Stadium on Monday when the first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive an adult Dodgers hoodie courtesy of Bank of America. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
The series opener against Atlanta. And now focus on the finish of this one against Detroit. The Dodgers have the lead thanks to Teoscar Hernandez. 2-run, 2-out double in the 5th. So it's a 4-2 ball game. Luis Garcia has entered.
Well, the Dodgers come into this one 4 wins, 3 of those in a comeback version. And if they're going to get this one tonight and sweep the Tigers, another comeback version.
Well, the bullpen will try and hang on. A little bit of an issue doing that yesterday. That's baseball. Two balls and a strike for Colt Keith. 5, 6, and 7 on the schedule for the Tigers against Garcia. Like the man he replaced, Anthony Banda, pitched last night.
Well, you get that 2 spot, you get the crowd in the game, and everyone around the league that ends up in the visitors' dugout says that Dodger Stadium is a tough place to play because of the intensity in the crowd right on top of you. Always at least 40,000 here. What you want to do right here after that momentum of that shot by Teo is you want to get the first guy out.
Shot just foul by Keith. The Dodger infield shifted over a little bit to the right. That third base line is open.
You can feel it on the mound. You can feel it on the field that the fans are now with you. They're engaged, and you just want to keep feeding them with outs when you're on defense.
Keith just got a piece, still 2-2.
Got a piece of Will Smith too. Looks like it might be the right foot.
Yeah, he had one off the right bicep earlier, now the right foot. Oh, the toe.
Yeah, you see a lot of catchers get off to hot starts at the beginning of the year, but then all these little nicks and cuts and bangs. Oh, it's amazing when they can be an offensive threat throughout the whole year.
Sets up for another 2-2 from Garcia. Here it is. Another.
I think that one hit padding.
I don't know how many young kids were inspiring to be catchers on this telecast right now. And Will's already grinding through. Yeah, we talked about the ankle throughout spring training. It's been nagging him since last year. There's 3. First out for Garcia in the 6th. And that is number 7 for the Dodgers staff, which means the Dodgers did it. They got you a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at a Jack in the Box in Los Angeles when you buy a large drink. Now Manny Margot. Ball 1 up and in. Garcia got his first Dodger win last night. He's the pitcher of record. Worked an inning. Gave up a run on a couple of hits and a walk.
I like it. I like the fact that he comes in there with the fastball 2-1, but he's doing it with balls that are moving in different directions, different speeds. Showing some command, even though the count's 2-1.
Now it's 2-2.
Fell behind with the off-speed stuff, got himself back in the count with the hard stuff.
Couldn't get Margot to bite, so it's 3-2.
Go to the heater. Strength against strength, 2-run lead. You can't tie the game.
Gets a ground ball to Muncy. And out number 2. Morongo would like a word.
Prizes, gifts, giveaways. Celebrate 20 years of good times at Morongo.
Shortstop, Trey Sweeney.
Trey Sweeney steps in. 2 out, nobody on against Luis Garcia. Sword, strike 1. Sweeney had the bases loaded walk in the first inning that made it 2-0 Tigers at the time. The Dodgers have scored the last 4 runs of the game, so they lead by a pair as we enter the second half of the series finale.
Yeah, they haven't started sweeping yet, but they've gotten the dustpan out. It's getting close.
They're readying the tools.
Yeah, especially with this offense. I mean, I think that the Dodgers have got another at least 2 or 3 spot in them.
Right back at Garcia. Up the middle is Rojas. And it's a 1-2-3-6 for Luis. The bullpen line keeps moving. Will Smith, Max Muncy, Andy Pages on the schedule for the bottom of the 6th. Dodgers leading the Tigers 4-2 on Oral Hershiser jersey giveaway. A lot of 55s all around Dodger Stadium, and next to me in the booth, it should be Hall of Famer Kirsten Watson down on the field. So, Oral, I have a question, because again, this weekend, this first homestand, all about celebrating last year's championship team. Will Smith with a drive to left. Forget about it. A post-birthday bomb from Will, his first of the year. The Dodgers push the lead. It's now 5-2.
I know what your question was going to be. Isn't it great to get support from your catcher? And then Will hits the home run. Little cutter that didn't make its way inside over the middle of the plate, about thigh high, and Will says, I'll hit that one like I do in BP.
For you, Soch.
Yep, thank you, Soch. From the right side, it had been 88, had been Rick Dempsey.
Two strikes on Max Muncy. Still no out. So, I mean, you've been spot on tonight, partner. I mean, nailing the pitches, so much so that we wondered if the pitchers had PitchCom queued up on your mic on the broadcast. And then you said last half inning, I think the Dodgers got some more runs in them.
I think it's when they make outs for 2-3 innings, it's just kind of a lull before the storm.
Do it once.
It's one thing when, you know, you got a guy like last night, Jack Flaherty, on his game, and he's an elite pitcher with great breaking stuff, and the Dodgers are struggling to get to him. But then they do. Freddie gets to him, ties the game at 2-2. But it's another thing when this Dodger lineup, which is elite in itself individually and as a group, are facing pretty much quote-unquote normal big leaguers, normal big league pitchers, not elite. The lineup is probably going to win unless they get themselves out. And if they're not chasing, if they're forcing guys into the strike zone that are normal big league pitchers, they're going to get them.
A roller to second, and that's out number 1 in the 6th. Another old friend, Kenta Maeda. Quickly, 2 strikes on Andy Pages. And he's 1 for 2. Base hit, a run scored. He struck out his last time up. And he strikes out again here in the 6th. Inside on Conforto, 1-0. Hit hard, but right at Sweeney. We're done with the 6th. Will Smith's leadoff home run makes it a 3-run lead. We'll be back for the 7th after this.
Join us at Dodger Stadium on Wednesday against those Atlanta Braves. Take home a Shohei Ohtani 2024 National League MVP bobblehead. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for that one.
We'll see Ohtani in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Be due up third. Right now, the top of the 7th. Jake Rogers against Luis Garcia. Dodgers leading 5-2. Trying to finish off Detroit in this 3-game set. So Will Smith so rudely interrupted. Kidding. It was a great home run for Will. His first of the year. But I think some fans, inquiring minds, want to know, Oral, did you get your actual number 55 jersey back from Walker Buehler following that parade?
I did. Walker had a pretty good outing, and he said, you know what, if we end up in Game 7, I would like to get your jersey to wear it to the ballpark. And we ended up not needing a Game 7, but we got to the World Series, and he said, well, in the World Series, can I wear it? I said, you can have it the whole World Series if you want, and wear it whenever you want. And he did. And then after the championship, he said, can I wear it to the parade? And his wife said, no. She said, you'll get it all dirty, and, you know, lots of stuff will be all over it.
All right, Teo tracking it. Oh, the ball came loose. So Rogers is going to go all the way to third, sliding in safely. It looked like it was going to be a terrific play by Teoscar, running it down on the warning track. He just could not corral it.
Danny Lehman checking to see if maybe it was a catch, and it was as he got it out of the glove. Should that be a catch, and do we want to challenge it?
Yeah, they are going to challenge. Okay.
It's interesting because by the letter of the law, you're supposed to cleanly remove it from your glove, but we see in the big leagues a lot that they don't go by the letter of the law. That looks like it's caught. As when he covers it with the bare hand right before he crashes into the wall. And I know it looks like it's in his glove longer because we're in slow motion.
If it were up to you, if the rule was to be written by you, would that be an out, or is that ball in play?
That ball's in play if it was written by me.
Pitcher.
Got it. I'm a pitcher.
Well, we saw a sort of a weird play in the Freeway Series exhibition at first. There was a throw to J.D. Davis at first base. He had it in the glove, but when he fell to the ground, the glove hit the ground, the ball popped out, and they ruled that it wasn't. No, they ruled that it wasn't an out.
Wow. Yeah.
Everyone was sort of confused by that. So this one is actually, this play from Teoscar is seemingly a lot tougher than that one was for J.D. Davis, and that one didn't go Davis's way, the defender.
Well, the call in the field is a triple. I don't think you can give Teo an error. Degree of difficulty is not in the area of an error.
Right now, we're getting the call. Yeah, well, the mic wasn't working, but the body language universally understood. He's safe, so it is a triple for Rogers. Okay, so the tying run on deck for the Tigers in the top of the 7th inning.
Three-run lead, top of the 7th, leadoff triple, infield back. Sacrifice the run for an out. Trying to eliminate any crooked numbers that the Tigers would try to put up.
Good pitch from Garcia. Will Smith loved it. Saw him point the glove at his pitcher after getting ahead 1-2. Nobody up throwing in the Dodger bullpen. Garcia approaching 30 pitches. Just missed.
Garcia is so close to being really good with the tunneling effect. He's got a certain number of pitches that are coming out of his hand where he really gets good tunneling effect, and then there's some others that are just a ball out of hand that he's just not getting them to go after. There's the perfect one.
And he gets strike 3 swinging.
His ball moves so much with all of his pitches, from the fastballs, the breaking balls that go right to left, and then changeups that go left to right. He needs to start all of them in the middle of the plate. When he starts them on either half, it seems like the hitters have a good read on what the pitch is. But when he's in the middle of the plate and then breaks it in 2 directions, he's really good.
First pitch strike to Zach McKinstry. The lineup turns over. This is the 4th time we've seen Detroit leadoff batter and former Dodger McKinstry. It's 1 for 3 with a base hit and a run scored. Garcia quickly ahead, 0-2.
Outstanding right there. I mean, you just need to trust your stuff right to the middle of the plate. It's not going to end up there.
Ground ball to first base. Rogers will score, and no one's covering the bag. Garcia thought Freddie was going to take that solo.
A little assumption there on 2 halves almost. A little bit with Freddie and a little bit with Garcia. If Freddie continues his charge instead of laying back, but he never picks up that Garcia hasn't broken because he's concentrating on the ball. Maybe Garcia pulled something.
And now we see Dave Roberts out there with Yosuke Nakajima. Possum and Doc taking a look. Scored an RBI single on the infield for McKinstry. It's now a 5-3 game, and Riley Green brings the tying run to the plate with him. Off the bat, you're like, okay, they trade the run for the out, be 2 away, nobody on. Instead, 1 on, 1 out. Green's 0 for 3 with a couple of Ks.
You understand the lack of hustle to get to first base when he feels something in his leg, but it just feels like poor presentation almost. Because a lot of times when you see a guy not make it over to first base, there's some hobbling, but there's still some momentum towards first, like you were trying to get there. And I'm not second guessing Garcia not feeling any pain or a cramp. I'm just guessing, looking at it going, that's tough for the fans to swallow. Nice pitch.
Gets a strike 2 call. Five-3 Dodgers, top of the 7th. Runner on first, 1 out. On the 2-2, Green swings and hits it on the ground to second. To second for 1. That's 2. 4-6-3 double play. Tigers get 1, but only 1. We stretch at Dodger Stadium. Before tonight's game, the Dodgers held a moment of silence as they mourned the passing of Nancy B. Nancy B. Heffley, Dodger Stadium's organist for nearly 30 seasons. Passed away Saturday at the age of 89. And when it was announced by Todd Lights in the PA system, there was just a gut punch exhale and reaction from this crowd. And Oral, I know that news hits you the same way as Tommy Edman charges up on the very first pitch of the 7th inning, deep to right center field and out of here. Tommy with his 3rd tank of the season. The Dodgers back to a 3-run lead.
We mentioned in his other at-bats that from the left side, he's trying to find a little bit more power, like he has a lot from the right. And right here, standing a little taller in the batter's box, frees up the hips, and they turn perfectly as he leverages this ball out of here.
Strike one on Miguel Rojas, but I know Nancy B meant a lot to you.
Well, she sure did, and she was very sensitive to kind of understanding the players, understanding the crowd, and she made it very special here at Dodger Stadium for a lot of people, but especially for me when she started to have what the players today would call their intro song or their walk-up song, and she started playing Master of the House for me as I would come in to warm up for the game, and it touched me deeply, and it gave me a lot of confidence that people here believe in me and that I can continue to have success, especially in this beautiful home ballpark.
Trey Sweeney got up to corral that liner from Rojas, first out of the 7th. Our dear friend Kerry Osborne put together a nice piece for Dodger Insider, the tribute to Nancy B. Heffley. Urge you to read that and learn more about one of the very few to sit in that chair in Dodger Stadium history. Here's Shohei Ohtani.
You can audition for a part, but the audition really is after you get the job and how the Dodger fans react to you. And she did it very well. And we are fortunate to have who we have now with Dieter Ruhl, because he has the same kind of creativity and timing and understanding of the moments. And there are fans that come here and are kind of tuned in to Dieter and his sense of humor or his message.
Three balls, no strikes. And Ohtani facing Kenta Maeda. It's a 4-pitch walk. Really neat moment before the series opener. Yoshinobu Yamamoto ran out from the Dodger clubhouse when Kenta was in right field in pregame work, stretching, and just an acknowledgement. One Dodger 18, the former Dodger 18. Strike one on Teoscar Hernandez.
All the pitches are still there for Kenta. It's just the arm speed is lacking, so everything is not as sharp. So really it's more and more about he's got to really be pinpoint to be successful. When you don't have the intimidation factor of late movement or velocity that speeds up the big league hitter, then the focus for success comes down to precise location.
His 0-2 to Teo is low and away. Teoscar gave the Dodgers the lead his last trip to the plate in the 5th. 2-out, 2-run double. 4-2. It's now 6-3. Shohei taking off. The throw to second, not in time. Stolen base, #1 for Shohei Ohtani in 2025.
He didn't have a walking lead, but he never really had to center up his weight. He kept the lean towards second base going. It gave him a good jump.
Last year, 59 out of 63. Really should have had 60. Still upset about that ruling in Colorado. That's a story for another day. Ball 1 to Freddie Freeman. Something weird I was keeping an eye on that replay, Earl, was what he did with his left arm and hand, and that did touch the dirt again. That's what caused the injury in the postseason last year.
Continuously sending the top of your shoulder up into the joint. I'm not going to get into the medical terms, but yeah, repeated delivery of that impact was not good.
That's rope to right for Freddie. How about another? Shohei scores. Freeman standing up at second with an RBI double. Seventh heaven at blue heaven.
The game is just too long for the opposing team. It was last year, and it looks like it's going to be a repeat performance of this Dodger offense.
A strike to Will Smith. Will blasted a solo home run in the 6th inning.
Peter Rule chiming in with some Monday Night Football music since the score is 7-3.
Pop up just beyond the infield on the left side. Sweeney calls for it and catches it, but the Dodgers get 2 more in the 7th. Tommy Tanks supplied the power, a home run, then Freddie Freeman with a double. World Champion Dodgers Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, celebrating 20 years of good times. Opening week is presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Dodgers offense has broken loose since the 5th. It's got 2 more in the 7th, so they lead the Tigers 7-3. Kirby Yates has the ball for the top of the 8th. 13 pitches last night in a spotless frame. His outing tonight begins with strike 1. A couple of Ks last night for Kirby.
Last night the splitter was effective for him. Splitter was effective against the Tigers all night. Yamamoto, they were 1 for 10 off of his split finger fastball, and for Yates they were 0 for 3 off of his.
Inside, ball 1. He didn't like that one.
Veteran big leaguers, when they throw an uncompetitive pitch, they will give you the body language that they are disappointed.
They're going to have to make it official, and Kirby's going to be the one to field it. I don't know the last time I saw that.
It's interesting.
Kirby's probably saying the same thing.
I don't know. You think, does this foul off of Will Smith's gear? Very interesting.
Well, another K for Curbs. 1 gone, top of the 8th. Now Kerry Carpenter. All right, I'm 0 for tonight and trying to get you to tell this story. I'm going to take the risk again. Do you want to finish what happened with the jersey with you and Walker?
Yes, I got it back.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought it was very nice to get a call from the Dodgers and say, we'd love to have a jersey night and we want to use your road jersey. I thought that's quite an honor. And then with Walker wearing it on the parade, from the very first time that Walker put on a Dodger uniform, Rick Honeycutt was the pitching coach, and Rick would assign certain guys to me when I was in uniform with the club in spring to kind of mentor and develop a relationship with, and Walker was one of the ones that Rick assigned me. And so we've had a relationship over the years, and he had gone through some major struggles with the second time having Tommy John. And so our relationship was not only the fact that we were close, but he was struggling in a massive way. He, even to a point last year, thought he might not even be on the playoff roster. And so we just would always talk or text, and Walker was nice enough as he responded on the mound and did some great things down the stretch and ended up getting the final outs in the World Series to say, hey, I want to wear your jersey for the parade. So it was very nice of Walker. It was very nice of the Dodgers to say, hey, let's have a day. And I don't know how Walker's doing tonight, but I know he's pitching for the Red Sox.
4 1/3, 4 runs on 7 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Did give up a home run in his Boston Red Sox debut.
And then I better text him after that game.
It was just so evident, and that's why it was so powerful to Dodger fans, his connection to 22 and 55. And what Clayton Kershaw and Oral Hershiser meant to him, or mean to him.
Yeah, he bought one of my jerseys from one of the outlets, and it's an '88 replica, and I'm getting ready to sign it to send it to him so he can frame it for his house. But yeah, it's a pretty special relationship when you can pass it on. And for me, it was Don Drysdale and Sandy Koufax, and another guy that people would know that are Dodger fans, Dave Wallace, and of course Rick Honeycutt.
Kirby Yates fired up, and rightfully so. He just struck out the side in the 8th. Let's check in with the studio for Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by Audi. John Hartung, Jerry Harrison Jr., Nomar Garciaparra. Getting ready in the center field plaza, Club Ravine. Center field, shallow center. Kreidler catches out number 1.
Center fielder, number 44, Eddie Adi.
You just got a peek at Kike Hernandez. For folks may have heard the news about Kike being ill, stomach bug, but didn't hear the latest. He would be available tonight. It doesn't look like, knock on wood, Doc's gonna have to call upon him, but thankfully it was just a 24-hour bug. We saw Kike yesterday at the ring ceremony. Wasn't gonna miss that.
One of the louder ovations.
Oh yeah.
Worked out today, broke the sweat. Felt like, yes, I can contribute for an at-bat or an inning or pinch run or something like that. But yeah, I'm sure, after you get sick, when you come back, you start to feel better, but it's not a lot of endurance.
Pages stays alive, 0-2, bases empty, 1 gone in the 8th. The Dodgers leading by 4. Well, shoot, Mookie Betts came back to the lineup for the home opener. You're like, all right, Mookie, what are you doing? What are you rushing back for? Just take some time, eat some burgers, get your weight back up. Who needs 20 pounds? Turns out Mookie Betts doesn't.
He got 5 back, 6 back.
That's right.
That was just enough power. And then we thought just enough power on the first home run, but then the second one hit an off-speed pitch down by his ankles where he supplied all the power to win the game.
He joked last night that he was enjoying hitting 160-pound homers for now. Michael Conforto batting. That was a joke from Mookie. Something he said seriously to David Vassegh after the game was, I love being a Dodger.
And he thought it was so emotional because he was recalling the days prior where he was just home and couldn't hold anything down and just crying in his wife's arms like, when is this going to end? I love seeing the human side of these world-class athletes when they let you in like that. Al Michaels, when I first became a broadcaster, I said, Al, you got any tips? He goes, Orel, they won't care about the game until they care about the players. He said, when you humanize the players, it's another level of depth of caring about the game.
And I think that's especially poignant to remind yourself with baseball. Versus 2-2 pitch to Conforto. Strike 3 swinging. Just because there's 162 games, so many stats now, you get turned into numbers, but they are humans.
Yep.
Blake Treinen, what he does with the baseball is inhuman, but he's on the mound next. talked about the Dodgers leaning on their bullpen. They stood up to it in this series finale.
They sure have. They ate the innings. They divvied up the workload. They didn't put pressure on each other. The guy that came in got the job done. The next guy, next man up, got the job done. And they've put a string together with only one earned run.
Blake Treinen has the ninth. The Dodgers leading by 4. Margot, Sweeney, and Rogers, the scheduled hitters for Detroit.
You're down 7-3. You're about to get swept on the road by the Los Angeles Dodgers, world champion. You had to watch the flag raising. You had to watch the ring ceremony. These Tigers are ready to get out of town.
Manny Margot, I don't know about him. He's enjoyed hitting against the team that had him for a moment last spring. Another hit to lead off the ninth for Margot. Not hit hard, but a hit nonetheless.
Well, quite a few injuries with the Tigers, and he got an opportunity to get signed and get a job.
And just last Friday, in fact, for Margot. The Tigers down Matt Vierling, Parker Meadows, so Perez. Sky to left center by Sweeney. It drifts to left for Conforto. One away.
Catcher number 34, Jake
10 sweeps last year for the Dodgers. And here we are in the second series, already working on number 2, 2 outs away.
Strike one from Blake. Dodgers off Sunday, back at it Monday, welcoming Atlanta to town for a 3-game series. Tyler Glasnow will start the series opener.
Wiffle ball.
I just don't know what the approach is if you're up there against Treinen.
Well, Blake's breaking ball, when it has that little hump and then it breaks, that's completely different than most breaking balls in the big leagues. Once it gets a hump, it usually hangs. His don't. And then if they don't have a hump, they have an extra gear like that one.
I don't know if Jake Rogers realizes, but he just struck out, or he just left the batter's box. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Still staring down Brendan Miller, the first base umpire. He has not broken eye contact, and Miller's staring right back. Okay.
Pitch hitter number 13, Dylan Dingler.
That held for a long time.
Yes.
One more out to get. Detroit sending a pinch hitter to the plate, Dylan Dingler. Strike one.
96 that bends the other way.
Oh yeah, 0-2. That'll bring Dodger Stadium to its feet. First homestand of 2025. How sweet it has been. Two and two. How sweet it has been, how sweep it is. That's a win for LA. They take all 3 from the Tigers, the finale, by a final of 7-3.
What a great first homestand here. They get the off day tomorrow, bring in Atlanta, but what a sweet start and a fantastic way to put on a new ring.
Home runs from Freeman, Smith, and Edman. In a lockdown performance from the bullpen. Now they'll get to enjoy it on the off day Sunday before welcoming you back to the Ravine on Monday. For Orel Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and our amazing crew headed up by Mike Levy and Ben Dillenberger, I'm Steven Nelson. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back at it with the Braves in town on Monday night.